What's up, guys? It's your boy Bubba, and I'm back. I'm back on YouTube, lads. It's time. It is time. We are here for the Canton Corphish. Got the joke myself. Shout out Paul. Canton Corphish draft breakdown for season 10 of BDL. We're here. It's time. Season 10. I made it top div this season. Finally stopped being bad at the game. I'm here. I'm ready. We're cooking. It's time. It's so time. I'm ready. For some context for anyone new or has never heard of this league, it's a league I run. Gen 9 Nat decks, no cut moves. But everything else good. Simple points-based draft. Obviously, the super broken mons are banned, or our opinion, super broken mons. Yeah, but let's get into it. So, I was looking at the first pick, and I was thinking, what are we taking here? What are we taking? I had a few options in mind. I was thinking things like Sneasler, Enamorous, and I didn't know what to take. I was sitting there thinking, debating. Enamorous got taken. Then it's one pick before me. I'm pick 8th. I think, oh, I'm gonna get Sneasler. Shout out, film. Snagged that thing from me. Homie did not want to see me prosper. Yeah, I mean, he did offer it back to me, but I said, nah, keep it. You wanted it, obviously. So, I decided to go with a homie I've used before its busted ability got nerfed, making it illegal again. I went with my homie, I fucking transition, Cinderace. Big boy Cinderace, leading the charge for the Canton Corphish this season. First pick, 8th pick in the draft. Could have picked Garchomp, could have picked other things. I'm happy with what I picked. I stand by it. Garchomp would have probably been better, because considering it fell all the way to the last pick in the draft then. Don't know how that happened. Lucky Grum. Anyway, Cinderace is here, and he's ready to cook for us this season. He's fast. 119 speed is so big in this league, because as you'll see, speed was hard to come by. I didn't end up with a fast team. If I don't have this Cinderace, I'm fucked. I have no speed on this team. There's no Cinderace on it. So, getting Cinderace, so clutch. So happy it worked out like that. I was looking at Sneasler, because that's constant speed. 116 attack with Libero back legal. If you're wondering why Libero was banned before, as I mentioned, before you changed every time you click the move, which was really big on this mon, because strong U-turns, you can always just click U-turn. But now, it doesn't have that luxury. It's only the first time you click. But it's still really good, because when you click Pyro Ball as your first click, you can still change your type later, which is huge. So like, your third click, if you spam Pyro Ball and you're like, oh, he's just going to keep recovering, I mean, you turn out, get that chip, and you turn to a bug type then. So nice. It's got things like Pyro Ball, Gunk, Sucker Punch, U-Turn, Court Change, Swords Dance, Trailblaze, High Jump Kick. Such a versatile mod. Does everything you need in the game. And I'm so excited to use it. I've used it before without Libero. I loved it then. I'm so excited to use it again. It's going to be so much better. And he's going to take this team on his back, and we're going. We're going. And that leads me on to my second pick. And I was thinking, I had a few options in mind. I was thinking, oh, maybe I go Excalibur. Maybe I take some other strong dragon that's still on the board. I said, you know what would pair well with all those strong dragons? And fits really well with Cinderace? Rotom Wash. I got my washing machine. Our clothes stay clean. The drip stays clean. The drip stays clean. Super bulky, fast, can be a scarfer, could maybe even be specs, but probably won't be specs. So key. It's a off the ground mon. It's a water type. It's an electric type. Gives me momentum for this team as well. I love a bulky pivot. So key for that. Hydro Pump, Volt Switch, Thunder Wave, Nasty Plot, Willow, Defog, Hex, like Foul Play for some other cheese. Discharge, just if I want to fish for pairs and be that guy. Such a good mon. So useful in so many games just to be a nuisance. It switches in on fire types, ground types. Excadrill is obviously a problem, but we deal with Excadrill. I don't think it got drafted, but if it did, we deal with that as a later date, and that's fine. So exciting to get to use Drill, or to use Rotom, not Drill. I don't have Drill. I wish I had Drill, that'd be sick. Anyway, super bulky, super fast, levitate off the ground, gives me it pairs super well with Cinderace, keeps that momentum core going right off the start, which is nice because of the way I like to play. A lot of pivots, a lot of getting around, just so nice. Love it. Very happy to get Rotom washed. It's the second time I'm using it recently. So good. Loved it. It was great. Goated mon. So excited to have it back up as a member of the Canton Corphish. And that leads us on to our third pick. And Baxcalibur went off the board. I was really upset. Because I almost took it second. And I was going to take Rotom third, but I didn't think Rotom would make it back. And I thought Rotom was more valuable and could fit with more options later if Bax went. I was looking at options later, and I was thinking, yo, in that Baxcalibur mold, what mon would be good? And I thought to myself, hey, I was talking to Primal about this, and we were scheming, and we thought, yo, we need a steel type on this team, strong hitter, just break through teams. You know what we thought of? We thought of that guy, Big Hands Melmetal. Never used this mon before. I'm so excited to use it though. So good. Double Iron Bash, hits team. Bring your Rocky Helmet mons in. And now it gets Punching Glove. So it's got stronger punch moves on an already super strong mon. It's hitting. And it can avoid contact. So big. Like so big for this mon. So bulky. And with our pivot core we've already established, we can just get it in over and over on the threats. Like, Rotom pivots out on something. It volts on some mon. I don't know. It maybe brings in the grass type or something. It volts out. And Melmetal's sitting in front of you. Or it volts out in the Cinderace. Like, Rotom enables this mon so much. And it's a levitate mon. Gets it off the ground. Gives an earthquake switch for the team. And this thing will take all the fairy hits. It'll take grass hits. It'll take hits. Can run AV. Can run the punching glove item. Lefties. Can just be a nuisance. Things like Double Iron Bash, Earthquake, Ice Punch, Thunder Punch, Body Press, Superpower, Toxic. It can run Acid Armor, or it might get Iron. I don't remember. It gets one of those two moves. It's one of the 2 times defense boosts, so the Body Press set is really scary. It's such a nuisance to handle. It's so fat. You can sub up on things as they switch in to try and pressure you, and then they have to break your sub, and you just bash them. You bash their skulls in. Who's not excited to bash someone's skull in? Okay, FBI, if you're listening, I didn't mean that. Anyway, so excited to use Melmetal. Never used this mon before, but every time I play it, I hate it. So I'm excited to be the one to get to use it for once. It'll be so exciting. It's gonna go crazy for the lads. As a member of the Canton Corphish, we've secured our steel type. And every good team, you think about it, you get your steel type, you get your water, you get your fire. Normally don't get your fire this early, but I was thinking, hey, most teams, they need a dragon. And I was talking to Primal yet again, and we were scheming. I was like, yo, Dragonite's kind of cool. And Primal was like, yeah, that is really cool. Or he might have, I think it was the opposite. Yeah, no, it was the opposite. Primal said Dragonite was really cool. I was like, you know what? We're going to stack Dragonite. That's my boy. Got our strong dragon already on the board. This mon is so bulky. Multi-scale, it ain't dying. As long as it's at 100, you ain't killing this in one. It lives ice beams, it lives blizzards. Okay, maybe not blizzard. It lives hits. It's taking them and it chews them. Hit me with an ice move. I dare you. Fucking dare you. And you think about the synergistic fit with this team. My first 3 mons. Cinderace, ice resist. Rotom, ice resist. Melmetal, ice resist. 3 ice resist in the first 3. My first 3 picks are ice resist. So big. It gives it already instant protection, so I don't have to think about, hey, this Dragonite is weak to ice, and I gotta worry about my whole team being weak to ice. I'm not weak to ice for once on a team. It's so nice. And this one is so good. Earthquake, the Wing Beat. It's got E-Speed just to pick off them fast threats. The Wing Beat being back in its roster is so big. It's got that strong physical flying move, so it can just rip through teams. It's got Roost, Dragon Dance. Dragon Dance, so huge on this mon. And I wrote down Hurricane, but it's got things like Flamethrower, Fire Blast, Ice Beam. I think even Blizzard if I wanted to play, if I played against Hail, but I don't think that exists in this league. There's like some half Hail teams with like, but you know what I mean. Thunderbolt, all the special coverage. It's just a Gen 1 mon. It gets everything. It's so good. It's going to be a key component to this team. And he's going to threaten so many teams. You have to always think about Dragonite. It's just one of those mons you can't be like, oh, I've got an Ice type. It's fine. That Ice type, you Dragon Dance in front of it. You Dragon Dance 4 gets in. Your Ice type's not the Ice type's not an issue anymore. Yeah, it's just so strong too. With 134 base attack, 80 speed, kind of middling speed, but it's decent. And it, you know, after DD, it's faster than a lot of things. There's not much that's outrunning it after a DD, other than Scarfers and obviously Scarfers that are faster than it. I don't think, you know, Regiman's a problem, but Regiman ain't that guy. Yeah. So after this, you're thinking, what do you do, Bubba? The team's already fired. What do you do with your 5th pick? A lot went off the board at this point, obviously. It's the 5th round in an 18-man draft. But you know what wasn't off the board? A fan favorite of the Canton Corphish. A homie at heart. Been here for a long, long, long time. Always important to the squad. We got our evolution, Sylveon. Sylveon, fan favorite of mine. Drafted this thing so many times. One of my most drafted mons. Because I always end up missing out on the top fairy. So I'm like, hey, Sylveon's still on board. Let me grab that fool. Super bulky on the special Spadef side, which means it can run max HP, max defense. It don't need special defense in some matchups. You can just switch it in on things. As long as it's not getting like iron-headed and you're fully Spadef, you're chilling. Like Hyper Voice, Mystical Fire, Wish, Baton Pass, Calm Mind, Heal Bell, Psyshock, Shadow Ball. It's got super good coverage. You can even run a Spectre Scarf. Like, this mon is so versatile in what it can do. And a guy like me loves his Pixelate Hyper Voice with a Spec Sylveon. Goes absolutely bazingo into teams. Bazingo. It's going to be so fun to have the homie back. Just a key member of teams. Keeps momentum up for the team. Keeps that pivot core going. You know, as you bait in mons, them poison types, or them steel types, just baton passes out into one of the threats we have. Another threat later that really appreciates the baton passes onto the poisons. We'll see that in a few picks. Or might be next. No, it's not next. 2 picks for now. We'll see that one. Anyway, yeah. Super excited to have Sylveon back. So happy to get him. Or get her. We don't gender. But the Canton Corphishes, we're thinking, we had a mon we already loved. What other mon is a Canton Corphish and Bubba staple in draft? You may be thinking, But you don't have hazards. We solved this problem with a fan favorite. Not a fan favorite, above a favorite. But I'm a fan of myself. Yeah. Shut up, me. Rose Raid. Rose Raid is back on the Canton Corphish's baby. I got the homie back. 125 special attack, 105 for death, 90 speed. Super good special bond, and it provides that hazard support we need with spikes, toxic spikes. It's got Giga Sludge, Sleep Powder, Weather Ball, Stun Spore. Can be like some sub leech bullshit. I hope I don't have to do that, but it's always an option. It's always an option. Got Natural Cure, because this team needs Scald Switch-ins. This is my Scald Switch-in. Because you think about the first couple Mons. Cinderace doesn't want to take a Scald. Melmetal doesn't want to take a Scald. Dragonite doesn't want to take a Scald. Rotom will take Scalds, but we need another one. And I thought Rose Raid, because we needed hazards, was a key component to that plan. So versatile. You know, Weather Ball, like it's listed there. If I play against Sun or something, boom, Weather Ball. Cook your Steel type. Or, you know, I can always set Sun. If someone sets Hail versus me, click Weather Ball. If they click Rain versus me, Weather Ball. Like, it's got so much potential. Just do so many things in games. It's a mon I know so well. I know how to play it. I know how it functions on teams. It's such a key component to any team I draft where it's on it. And I'm so happy to have him back. Because he's going to, or she, them, they, them, gender. They're going to shine. Rose Raid, what a homie. Which leads me on to our next pick. I was thinking this next 2 picks as a little duo. I was looking at it. He still needed hazards. We needed a ground type. We needed a dark type. And I spotted, because I also thought of, not this pick, then this next pick, but the pick after, I thought of that mon. I was like, hey, that'll be a good fit. What supports it really well? Oh, a good supporting cast would be our good friend, who's never been drafted by me that I can remember, Crocodile. As I mentioned, ground type, dark type, really good. Stealth rocks, needed rocks at this point. Had none, got some. Earthquake, knockoff, close combat, bulk up, stone edge, get some power trip bullshit if I really wanted to be that guy. Crunch, like, it's just so good. Mon's so good. Some of the best abilities in the game in Moxie and Intimidate. Like, it can be a bulky pivot in games. You can run an Assault Vest. You can run it lefties. It's a super good Scarfer as well. With that 92 speed. To just kind of outrun some of the main threats. That teams that don't want to take Earthquakes don't want to deal with Scarf Crook. Scarf Crook murders teams. Especially if you get like 1 kill and then just start going. It goes. Gonna be a crucial member. I'll take them Shadow Balls for the team. It blocks Volt Switch, which at this point we couldn't do, and Volt Switch would have been annoying to handle all season. But now Volt Switch ain't a problem. We got the homie Crocodile, and he's here. He's him. It's time to have Crocodile on the squad. Homie's here. He's ready. It's game time. Which leads me on to the next pick. Which I did get sniped during the draft, but in Grace, I did snag. Shout out Mare for dropping it. Really appreciate it, Mare. You're a real one. But your team ended up cracked anyway, so it doesn't matter. You didn't need this one. We got the homie. Never used this mon. Super excited to use it though. It's gonna be great. We got the homie Miss Maggie. Yes. Goated mon. Another fast one. Finally got another mon over 100 speed. Needed that badly. But we got it. 105 special attack, 105 for death, 105 speed. It's a spin blocker. It's got status, Will-O-Wisp, Hex, Dazzling Gleam, Energy Ball, Mystical, of course Shadow Ball. It's off the ground as a ghost type. Great Tusk, get off my screen. Not scared of you anymore. Don't click knockoff though. You're not allowed to do that. You have to be off the screen, not click knockoff. Just bring the stabs. Fine. Just bring the stabs plus spin. You're fine. Miss Maggie is so exciting to have on the squad. I made the joke during the draft that I was really upset about this. Everyone was making fun of me for it. I got him, and I'm going to prove to you all that Miss Maggie is a key member of this team. Miss Maggie is going to be so excited. Never uses them on, but I really started to like spin blockers recently, trying to play that style, especially when we have limited hazards. Trying our best to block spin is so helpful. So big. Because it's just so nice. You don't have to think. If you can block spin so many times, you can keep hazards up. Of course, they obviously have defog. I can't really block defog very well, but it's really nice on this team. And Miss Maggie's Scarfer, Specs, Calm Mind, Sub, 3 attacks. Like, its move pool's great. It's gonna have so many sets. You always have to consider this mon. It's just annoying. Like, it's off the ground too, providing another Earthquake switch for the team, protecting Melmetal even more. Like, it's a really good Melmetal partner if you think about it. Takes the CCs from Melmetal, takes the Earthquakes from Melmetal. Two things Melmetal doesn't want to take. We already have good fire switches. Like, just saying, Miss Maggie is looking kind of fire for the lads. And I'm very excited to have him on the team. At this point in the draft, though, we have, I think at this point, we have 6 points left with the Grace transactions, as Miss Maggie was one of them. But we grabbed, I think this one, the next one was part of Grace, and I was just like, I don't know what I need, but this fits a role, and I like this role it fits. It's our good friend. I love this mon. Used it before. Was very successful with it. Lycanrock Midnight. 115 attack, 82 speed, no guard. Them Stone Edges hitting. So really good Scarfer. And it just has really good move pool. Like, other than a Cinderace, it's got, I think, the same move pool as the other Lycanrocks. Do wish it had a Cinderace because that would be very useful for the team, just to have another priority option. But who needs it? Because it's got SD Trailblaze now. Or it always had SD, but it's got Trailblaze now. Got Sucker Punch still as well. Psychic Fang, Close Combat, Stone Edge. No guard. It ain't missing them Stone Edges. You're missing your Hydra still, though. I'm just telling you. You ain't hitting it. Homie's got the dodges. The dodges on check. I wonder if Bright Powder still works with no... No, it definitely doesn't still work with no guard, you dumbass. Sorry. Vital Spirit could technically have a role, but I really doubt I'll ever get any use out of that. This one maybe comes to 3 games or something in this 8-week season. But those games, he's going to shine. That's going to be a key member in those games. Because when he comes, their rock resist can't be very good. Their rock resist cannot be good if Lycanrock is making an appearance. So if you see it, you realize you fucked up in the draft. But, very excited. I love this mon. I've used it before. It just provides, it's just so threatening at times. If your team doesn't like Stone Edges, it just comes in, clicks them, and you're in a pickle. Big old pickle. Which leads me on to the next one. And I was thinking, hey, oh, big thing. It's also another rocker. It was our second rocker of the draft. We needed it desperately. We had no hazards. I was trying to save my hazard game right at the end of this draft because I realized, hey, I don't have hazards. Yeah, I guess this is kind of needed. Which, speaking of hazards, we don't have hazard control in this draft. Wish I would have got a spinner with this next pick. But I realized I needed a rock resist myself. So if I played Lycanrock, it wouldn't be as scary. So I grabbed the homie Girder. Don't know how much this mon's going to come to a game. But it's something you have to think about. It's got Defog, it's got Close Combat, Drain Punch, Knockoff, Ice Punch, Mach Punch, Poison Jab. It's another removal option. It's a Violate. A bulk with a Violate is so good on this one. It takes Stone Edges, it'll take hits for the team. Just physical attackers in general don't want to handle Girder. Don't like Girder. Obviously, it's probably going to get knocked in games it comes to because it's going to be a Dark type switch a lot of games on like physical Dark types because which makes sense. It's a fight. It resists Dark. It's going to take knocks. It'll probably lose the Violate in a lot of games that it comes to. But does that matter? No, because here we will be prepared for those scenarios. Iron Fist, Sheer Force, Guts, Goated abilities. All three very useful. Probably getting most out of Iron Fist on this month. I don't ever think I'll be running Guts on a Girder. Maybe Sheer Force though. Sheer Force has potential with some moves, because I think it gets like Ice Punch could be Sheer Force boosted, things like that. There's potential for Sheer Force. Not too sure I'm gonna ever use it, but it is there. I'm excited though. Which completes the team. That is the squad for your Canton Corphish this season of BDL, season 10. I'm excited. Team ended up really nice. And that being said, it is week. I have not recorded week 1 because I had a bye week 1. For anyone wondering, we have a 9-week season, but everyone has 1 bye. So you play 8 games, you have 1 bye, just due to the way we set up the conferences. Because it's 2 9-person conferences, play everyone in your conference once. No other division games, because we decided this season, no cross-div games. That's fine. No cross-div games this season. Perfect. But that does mean we had a week off, so I had the bye. Playing week 2 versus Blitz for my first game with this team, but this team is ready. The boys are prepared. I will just say now, do not have a live comm for the Blitz game like I planned to. Power went out before that game started, messed me up. I just completely blanked after we started the game. I will record a post comm for the first game of the season, week 2. But hopefully for week 3 and beyond, we'll see some live comms. You know, I might turn them into post comms after I record a live comm if I rage during the game. I hope I don't have to. Hope this is a clean season and I lose like 1 game to some hacks and it'll be funny. But yeah, I'm excited. This team, not what I thought going into the draft. I had a completely different vision for this team. I thought I was going to have a Sneasler on that left side. I thought it's just a way different vision, but I'm really happy with how it turned out. It's kind of unorthodox. I've used some mods. I haven't used some others. I'm very excited. But that is all for me. I will see you at the first game versus Blitz. I'm hoping this goes up today on Monday as I'm recording this. Hoping the Blitz game will be up tomorrow on Tuesday. I need to make the layout for that. Get everything sorted on that side. But hope you all have a great day. I will see you in the next video, and for future videos of the team, stay tuned because it's going to be an exciting time for the Canton Corphish this upcoming season of BDL. BDL season 10. Hope you all have a great day. I'm out. Peace.